This is spruce roots that were soaked. You got to start a basket by going out and digging these up out of the ground.
Another good thing to know is when you're harvesting the root size that you need for the baskets, it's not enough to damage the tree. So the tree is going to keep growing. It's not going to hurt it at all. You don't even know it's gone.
The other part of your spruce root basket is your the rods, and they're actually a black mountain ash.
What is the ribs?
Black mountain ash. If you looked at it, it's technically what it is, right? And like these spruce root baskets were only built in Western Newfoundland.
Because it's
This
the only place
stuff.
you can get that stuff.
These, and when you build a cage, right? I take a clean wet rod for demonstration purposes, and I basically take them, shape them over this guy. See if roughly the same size. Right? Bring it back to where he's going to match here. Right? I usually do a pretty good. The clippers are about something. So now I'll just double check to see if it's roughly the same size as that one. And the wet rod too, like you can form it. Right? And it pretty much holds the shape, right? So now you know he's roughly the same size as that one, right? Now what I'll do is I'll take them back in and I'll use him to measure. Right? So however many ribs I got there, I'll cut them all the same length to start. Now bring this guy in a little bit. Right? You can see he's a little bit higher than the one here. Right? So when I sit him down, the reason I'm doing that, when I sit him down,
So the triangle pieces that you see, the ears, the eyes, it depends on who you talk to, what they're called. Basically, you start with a clean split root, and you make sure when you clean them, you keep them in pairs. So that way, one side is equal to the other. They'll look the same, roughly, so you don't have one huge one and one small. And you take, you got scissors there?
That's what it looks like when you take
Yeah.
off all the
you
yucky.
take off all the yucky stuff.
That's
See how it looks on the
what
inside?
it looks like.
It looks relatively clean.
Did you bring scissors?
Oh, scissors. I got mine.
Okay, that'll work. So you take your root,
Because it has a really
and you
flat
bring
surface.
Yeah, it's got a really straight edge.
underneath
Look at
your,
this.
you make
I got
sure
a
you
blade
have
up
the
here,
rounded
it's got
side
blades.
out, the rounded, because one side's
Yeah,
flat,
pretty
one
much,
side's
just
rounded,
like
so you want the
a
rounded side up.
Actually, kind of
Then
more
you
like a
tuck it in
rectangle.
and you start by making
Yeah,
an
yeah,
X.
kind of more like a.
So you start with the X.
Yep, that's what I.
Yeah,
All in
Even
the
though
basket
you
too.
just the X, it starts
Never
hooking
make
itself
it
in.
zero.
And then you go
Yeah, you
around
want to make it
the
good.
top one,
Plus, you got to split it. So I'm going to show you that in a second too.
and then you go over the next one, and round. It's actually not as confusing as it looks. And then you go
Notice not
Mine, mine does. It's
Sure.
mine and both.
and round. And you see how I tucked in my end piece that time? And then as I go around again,
Mine goes show you.
I'll cover that up
Goes
completely so
show
all the
you.
ends
It
are
goes
taken.
show you.
And then you go over and see each time I'm tucking in that end piece so that it becomes gone. It's just wrapped into the
What?
ear.
I'm ready.
And then by the third turn, it's completely gone. You
You
can't even see where I started it anymore. And you want to keep these relatively tight because this is what will hold the ribs, these pieces, and they'll push against that a little bit. So you want to make sure they're nice and tight so that they won't pop right through on the other side.
You see these ears? That's what Marcella's making here now.
Let me see.
And then when it dries, you chop that off and you won't even see the end piece. Right? Because when it dries, it becomes hard, so you won't have to worry about that shifting around or anything, right? And then like the ribs just fit back in like the big one.
Once you get that cleaned up,
Hey,
right,
boss.
once you get the part
Hey,
off,
boss.
take, well, that's perfect. But you're going to look for the heart, the center of it, and you can see the little slightly darker, just like any tree, because the root goes up the tree, right? So you can see the core, right? So what you want to do is make a nice slice halfway through.
She wants to see too.
Oh, sorry.
That's that ball.
See? So what you want to do is you catch that heart with your blade, right?
Yeah.
Very
I
carefully
suggest
with
the wiggle.
moms or dads or
Yes, yes.
Poppies
And,
are-
That's really
this
hard.
part, you want to do a little wiggle here. You don't want to try to force it through. I got to be kind of cuts doing that when I started. Not good. So you just, because you're not going to cut it through, you just want to separate it out and then take
So you
the
gotta
blade
start.
and give it a twist. So you open it up, right? Because once it's opened up, then you grab your fingers like so. Did you see your pop do this before? Everyone know how to do it?
Let's
Because what you're going to do, you're going to split your
Ready?
back and forth to keep that
Already.
center.
We
Because
never taught.
you want it in the center, see?
When you get the
Can I
root
try?
split
Yeah.
and,
Okay.
and hollowed out, because we
Let
do
me
take
get
out,
past this one part so it won't hurt.
when he's done splitting it, what he ends up doing is, because especially with that one where it's so thick, he'll actually split it again. He'll take the flat piece out so that you're only left with a small, thin back piece with the
See,
round
you're
piece on,
gonna
because
straighten
that
it
one is
really
still really
squishy.
too thick to
Oh,
weave.
Okay.
So when
See
you're
what
left with
happened?
something that's more
See how it's
pliable.
gone off?
Actually, weaving is, the idea behind it is pretty simple. It's just over and under, over and under. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go, sweetie. All right, here goes two. There you go. That's it. And you can stick your and
I'm just gonna anchor this in and then I'm gonna hand it to you.
and make sure you pull the rest of it.
The first one you do, you have to be a little careful. You
The other
don't
one's
knock
tight,
the,
yeah.
where I weaved it inside, because that one can pop out a little bit. Once you get past it, it actually tightens up really good.
There, perfect. So now let's flip that around.
Excellent.
So we want to start from here. Here's where you got tucked in. So what we want to do is start from this one. So we want to go under this
I
one.
thought we were supposed to start from.
Nope, we're going to start from where we left off. See, and that's where we left off last time. So what you do is you go inside, and you take this end, and you just kind of tuck it in here somewhere. Yeah. This is probably the hardest part of doing your basket. So, right? It's hiding all these lines. So you tuck him in. Now I'll hold on to him, so you don't move for you. You can start weaving, so you want to go back a little. That's it. Now just hold the end so you
Okay, now.
can't slip it.
Go under.
Go over, yeah,
Just tell me where it's
and
coming
then
from.
up through,
Is that a good height for you?
and then you give it a little twist.
So twist to this.
Yeah,
That's it. It's got a little tuck, snug it up.
yeah, go down to this one. There you go. That's the one that's a little bit tight. Now, you know, sometimes because that one's so tight, I don't know if it'll work right now, but if it was just done, you can move them a little bit. So that might give your fingers a little more room.
This one's hard.